All right, so here's the camp spot back here. This is Hunter's Camp. This is probably the best campsite back here. It's a couple hundred feet off the road, very private. A lot of people know about it. It's a popular spot, and the reason is we walk down this trail down here. There's a cool little pond back here. Now there is a dirt bike trails, multi-use trails that cut through the back of this. So on the weekends I would imagine it gets pretty noisy because it comes right behind the campsite, and it goes along this pond here. So this spot here is on Stubblefield Road cut through, that cuts through from 1375 to 1791. 1375 to FM 1791. It's a forest road that connects the two. And this Hunter's Camp here, you know, there's the multi-use trail right there, and it kind of comes around and goes down this way. But I like it because I got my bike too, and I can just come down and set up my tent and camp, and I can come down and hit the trails straight from the campsite. So pretty convenient. Best time to do it is during the week. Weekends, this spot's always full. Every weekend, just about, weather permitting. Weekdays is if you want to be a little more calm and have this to yourself, I would recommend coming out here on the weekday for sure. So and these are, you know, these are multi-use trails, so you can bicycle on them, hike, ride dirt bikes, enduros, or a four-wheeler. You can't ride anything wider than 50 inches out here. So a four-wheeler is about as wide as you can get. But anyway, there's a pretty cool little pond here. I've never fished it, but I plan on coming and camping out here in the next couple weeks, or definitely before springtime arrives and it gets too hot. It's been nice out here. It's 33 degrees out this morning. I rode most of the day. Got a late start. Got up here about 8 o'clock this morning. My alternator went out on my 4Runner. Luckily I got a good friend of mine that lives 10 miles from where I broke down, and he was kind enough to come get me off the side of the road, and we went to O'Reilly's in Montgomery, bought an alternator and a battery, and buddy, we're back in business. So anyway, this Sam Houston National Forest, very cool place to come out and relax, enjoy the weather. 83 miles of trails, tons of camping, tons of fishing, if you're a kayaker, bring your kayak out and go kayak Lake Stubblefield. They've got Cagle Park, Kelly's Pond. They've got it all, and it's cheap too. I mean, this Hunter Camp, it's free. It's free to camp here. There are no utilities whatsoever. There's no water, electricity. It's 100% off the grid. Lots of people bring travel trailers out here and just use a generator. I tent camp, so I like the primitive camping over, or cooking over an open fire, and just doing my thing. Trying to get my wife convinced to come tent camp with me. She's never tent camped before. She's more of a glamper than a roughing it kind of camper. But we're going to work on that. I'm going to try to make it. The good thing is this spot here is only about 6 miles from my weekend house up here. So if we get out here and she can't handle it, I told her we could always break down camp and go to the house. But She promised me she'd do it for at least one night. So I'll get one night in with her, and then I'll come up here and spend all day in one night, and the next day riding and get my fix. So hopefully before it gets too hot is the game plan. So I ride a Hawk 250. I call it the Amazon Special. My brother-in-law and myself, we both bought one. I got the fuel injected version. He bought the carbureted version, and he regrets it. Pretty dependable. They come in a crate. You got to put them together. Just the front end, gauge cluster, headlights, front wheel, mount the rear shock, and that's really about it. And I bought this Black Widow single bike carrier on Amazon. No, I'm sorry, on Black Widow's website. It's good for 500 pounds, I guess. It secures the bike well. I did put on the stabilizer to keep it from rocking so bad. I wired up the lights. Those are just LED trailer lights I put on the back, so when the bike is on there, it does block my vehicle tail lights. So I wanted people to be able to see my tail lights and turn signals, so I went ahead and mounted those. This bike runs, I don't know, $2,000, just under $2,000. It's a 250, 4-stroke, pretty simple electric start, all digital gauges. I did add this bag. I keep a chair that collapses down, a couple bottles of water, all of my GoPro camera batteries, wallet, keys, all that good stuff. If you do get one of these, I recommend you getting the hitch pin lock that goes down there. You know, can't trust anybody these days. So, and these bike carriers aren't cheap. This thing's $300 or $400. Easy to put together, but the little lock adds a little extra security. It's got an aluminum ramp that goes in down there, and you know, you just push it up. And I got these really cool straps from Amazon. These are Pro Taper, and then a little extra added security. I put the straps around the wheels. It's solid. I mean, it's not going anywhere. I ran this thing up and down the highway 75 miles an hour from Spring to Huntsville, Texas, about 54 miles one way. No issue at all. Yeah, the bike, they're not powerhouses. I think they're 15 to 17 horsepower. They're geared really low. They're geared. They're not highway bikes. They are street legal. They've got turn signals, and you can get them plated and all that good stuff. But they're definitely not geared for highway. They do make an aftermarket sprocket you can buy to make them a highway bike. I'm not interested in that. If I wanted a highway bike, I'd have bought a Harley. So I bought this bike strictly to come out here and trail riding and enjoy what Mother Nature has to offer us here in the great state of Texas. So hope you enjoy the video. If you got any questions, comment down below and I'll be sure to answer them. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. Sam Houston National Forest.